A member of Parliament for Ningo Pram Sam George has also served notice he won't tolerate any national security operatives in his constituency on election day. According to him, he's picked up intelligence. Some national security personnel will be deployed to the constituency to cause confusion. He also adds that the security arrangements for election 2020 make no mention of the deployment of national security operatives. Hence, such persons will be treated as criminals if seen within the Ningo Pram constituency on December 7. There's more in this report.
Thousands of NDC loyalists and sympathizers of the party participated in a massive health walk led by the Member of Parliament for Ningo Pram, Sam George. The NP, together with MP for Adan East, Comfordoyo Ganza, MP for Shai Osudoku, Lindo Klu, and other bigwigs of the party, walked through the principal streets of the constituency to galvanize and energize their base for Victory 2020. Speakers who took turns to address the crowd charged them to retain their respective MPs whilst ensuring the return of the party flag bearer John Mahama to power. The Ningo Pram constituency has been identified as a hotspot going into this year's election. The NP, Sam George, is warning against any deployment of national security operatives to cause confusion in the area on election day.
There's a list of state agencies that will be operational on election day. The Ghana Police Service, the National Intelligence Bureau, previously called the BNI, the Ghana Armed Forces, the Ghana Fire Service, the Ghana Prison Service, the National Ambulance Service. These were the institutions, and then the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. These are the agencies that we were told in Parliament by the chairman of the Joint Election Task Force, the IGP, will be operational. I am putting this out and serving notice and warning. No national security operative will be allowed in this constituency on election day. We asked that question clearly. We were told that only police officers and military officers in their official military uniform will be on duty. Nobody in brown khaki uniforms, like we saw in Ayawaso West Wagon, will be allowed to misbehave here. So if any hoodlum claiming to be a national security operative shows up here to violate the constitutional mandate of the people of Ningo Pram to cast their vote, we will rise up in defense of the Constitution and deal with them as criminals.
Speaking to the media after the health walk, he also charged the IGP to deploy more security personnel and not rely on national security personnel to ensure a peaceful process on December 7.
The police has designated this place a hotspot. In that light, they must provide enough security such that we do not need any national security. I know the police is present in our constituency. I know the military is present in my constituency. There's no need for national security. They have no business here. The people of Ningo Pram will go out to cast their votes. The people of the Eastern Corridor will go out to cast our votes in peace. Anybody who tries to usurp or jeopardize that peace, we will deal with you ruthlessly.
Meanwhile, the campaign team of the governing NPP says, based on research conducted across the country, the party will win the presidential election with a 10% margin. It has therefore alerted sympathizers of the party to beware of what it describes as a grand scheme by the opposition NDC to create and circulate concocted videos on social media to create disaffection for their candidate and the party in the coming days. Speaking at the party's weekly news conference here in Accra, Deputy Campaign Manager for President Akufo-Addo's second-term bid, Dr. Mustafa Hamid, said the various social intervention projects undertaken by the administration will do the trick on December 7.
I am sure you have seen many of the opinion polls that have been put out by all these organizations, Economics Intelligence Unit, Political Science Department of UG, Benefsin, all of these polls that are in the system. For want of a better term, I find it very shameful that the NDC would today claim that they are the authors of free senior high school. I saw something on social media where a young man said he went to senior high school in 2014 and he collected fees from his mother and father and paid the fees. Now, his mother and father are demanding the fees back from him, saying that John Mahama said that free SHS existed in 2014. So please go and bring the fees. It means you didn't really pay the fees. And so the young man is asking candidate Mahama to please go and plead on his behalf with his parents and say, I was only joking. I didn't bring free senior high school. Ladies and gentlemen, the matters that we are talking about are very important matters. They border on integrity. They border on leadership that is honest and that is truthful. For us, the Muslims, there's a profound Quranic chapter, Quran chapter 103, which says, by time man is in loss, except those who believe and do good works and exhort one another to truth and exhort one another to patience. Truth is a non-negotiable requirement of leadership. You cannot have a leader who says something today and says the opposite tomorrow, and says something today and says the opposite tomorrow. Flip-flop, wishy-washy, untruthful leader. If you have that kind of leader, you will have the mess that occurred in Ghana between 2009 and 2017. We remember candidate Mahama saying that over his dead body will he restore teachers and nurses allowance, that he would rather lose the election than restore these allowances. Today he says he will restore those allowances. We saw him say we should not implement free senior high school, quote, on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician, unquote. And today he says he will implement free senior high school. We saw him say he would do a $10 billion Hope City. That fell flat. Today he says he will do a $10 billion big push. What's the obsession with $10 billion?
Now here, Dr. Mustafa Hamid warned, or asking the party to be aware of what they describes as a grand scheme by the opposition NDC to create and circulate concocted videos on social media.
I am sure you have seen many of the opinion polls that have been put out by all these organizations, Economics Intelligence Unit, Political Science Department of UG, Benefsin, all of these polls that are in the system. Apart from those polls, I mean, every serious political party does its own research periodically. And all the research that we have done this far shows that, says that we are winning the election by at least 10 percentage points. That's all. So we will win and we shall win, inshallah. That one our research tells us. So we are confident. And we are confident about it, as I said, on the back of all the good things that we have done for this country in 4 years, the volume of work, the people who have been lifted out of desperation and destitution, and all the young people who have been given a ray of hope for their future based on the youth programs that Akufo-Addo has rolled out. All of those things are the reason the people are saying they are going to vote for us. Now, as regards what you call a banter between the president and the special prosecutor, I don't think that, first of all, there was a banter. he resigned. The president accepted his resignations. He sought to say certain things that the presidency refuted. And that's the end of the matter for us. For us, that is a non-issue. What is the issue is what we have done for the Ghanaian people, based on which we think the people are going to vote on December 7th.
Well, President Akufo-Addo, with just 7 days to the election, is focusing his message on getting the electorate to vote, saying he expects a massive turnout to ensure a one-touch victory for the party. The president, who is currently in the Ashanti region to rejuvenate the base ahead of the election, said the party's target of winning 85% of the popular votes and all 47 seats in the region is on course. At Akomadang in the Ofinso North constituency, Nana Akufo-Addo said the country is in perfect hands and 4 more years will guarantee prosperity for all.
And then my ba said, "You man, they say, what they say, me son, the baby boom contact some. Then they teach you about the do what dance here. The me ba say me baby be some. Said, you man, what they say, me son, my ya na man yeah." Madam Baby Bisamose. And you man am the same and Sanam Semayano. A Somaniana. Nasa Somania. My descendant and say. And a mumma me quina me twama Jumano so na 4 more for Nanano at Mia Juman. It's my descendant chat on the set. And then now what you know? Obia, what's your idea of Kutaka? Uncle Tonaba. Police station, she say, electoral commissioner, man. A baba be a baba easy. Break anymore. No behind traffic.
Member of Parliament for the area Collins Augustine in team, who is also a deputy local government minister, says the area has benefited more from the government.
Yeah, Petania pe and Perifosi do a fruit ya pano on no piano. Nana Adudan Kwakufuado and ne mere Madisia are you won't go get to a moo, edu, woman ya Prampa College, and Cabana Matna, Wabema and Nimtifu edu, Prampa College, and Yakumada Ho. Uko Amposacrum, Uko Taquayim, Uko Fiano, and Karama Minabasudare, Nana Adudan Kwakufuado, a Kunafuo Ekunu, a Wisia Ekunu, Mabro, Nura, and that on my Pranka College, and that Nana Adudan Kwakufuadunti, and here for any Asika for Yebepa, and fear to Pepper. Official of Ghana, you know, yes, you know, a better catch for, yes, you know, Bushabia and Benya, a better for.
Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei says beneficiaries of the free senior high school program, the nurses and teachers training allowance and other social intervention programs initiated by the government owe it a sacred duty to vote for President Akufo-Addo. Speaking at a rally in the Ofinso North constituency, Mr. Osei was upbeat. The NPP's track record in government gives it an edge over its opponents in the race.
And now, also on the difference by where the Munina Muahai, Yabisamu Sa, Mokoya Sora, Nebisamu Sa, on the difference by Nana Adodanka Akufo-Addo. Obia ni wa obetimi abadada obia ogana ha. So na di free as by ye nyina nim samu abuka ho efa ho advert to do am ye selfie SHS enye nana Ghana man da wase Saudi free SHS abraya e man ni bi wa mu nyina be ko school kwa many anom media the American is Yakopon say yankom na kom no hye no eno na ma na do wa mo ko baloto no obada number 1 Yakopon say we ni me doba we ni mesiesie no we ni oni manim na mo fa mo ko bo say no so media na dia to so mienu Ralph John Dramani Mahama former president order number 2 na chese Mahama nim gwasia part 2 ana eba no.
Now, saying with the election special representative of the UN Secretary General, Dr. Ibn Chamba, says journalists in Ghana should be guided by the heightened threat of terrorism in the South region when reporting on the elections next week. The head of UN Office for West Africa and the Sahel cites the number of people killed during the Ivorian elections and the recent massacre in the north of Nigeria to make a strong case against hate speech and politically biased reportage. He was speaking at an encounter with news editors in a move meant to sanitize the media space ahead of voting day.
Emphasize that we want elections where there will be ballots without bullets. And here I am borrowing from an expression, the campaign of the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons. About 3-4 weeks ago, I happened to be in Accra, and I was invited to participate in the launch of this campaign of ballots without bullets. I think all of us, I think editors and all the newspapers must champion this campaign of ballots without bullets. We want Ghana on December 7th to emerge shining. And we don't want to hear any sounds of bullets. We want the people's vote through the ballots that they cast to be what determines who emerges the winner, and not any acts of intimidation on that day. The third challenge, which I think also is important and it's more within your domain, you can help us there, you can help Ghana, you can help the sub-region and Africa, is the issue of hate speech and speech that incites to violence, speech that really does not elucidate, but rather foments hatred and bitterness, rancor. So here, the fourth estate that you are in the realm, you need to pay particular attention to this. Do not give voice to those who spread hate speech, whether they are politicians or civil society actors. Please do not do.
Dr. Ibn Chambers has also been talking about deployment of security agencies he says must be done to ensure public confidence in both the ability to cast votes freely and ability of the security agencies to protect. He was responding to concerns raised by some editors, including political ownership of media houses. President of the Ghana Journalists Association, Roland Afilmoni, said Ghanaians cannot feel immune to electoral violence, irrespective of its past successes with smooth transitions to different governments.
The facts cannot be denied that in every election year in Ghana, the threats of media-induced violence are always high. But for COVID-19 and the death of former President Rawlings, the tensions would have enveloped this country and might be teetering on the brink of something nasty. But COVID-19 and Rawlings death, again, do not diminish the threat of media-induced violence. So the admonition by His Excellency Dr. Chambers should be taken seriously. Hate speech. And sometimes we love fiery soundbites. And some of our presenters, broadcasters, who are getting notoriety for promoting hate speech, will rather be calling for more fire. Language shapes behavior, and hostile communication can trigger violence. And Ghana is not immune from side danger if the media decide to side with such politicians who have renounced the use of reason and who have no love for country to push us on the brink of self-destruction. For our part, we have organized a cluster of training programs to sensitize the media to be mindful of the enormousness of the task ahead.
You're watching Joynews Prime. We're taking a break here and we're bring you business news. Do stay tuned.